talking about Sheldon. There's no way of talking about Sheldon, is it? Little. Zagreb is Croatia's northwestern capital, and it's distinguished by its 18th and 19th century Austro-Hungarian architecture. At its centre you have the twin-spire cathedral, and its streets are laced with pedestrian walkways and quaint cafes and shops. Now Zagreb once again plays host to the Zagreb Judo Grand Prix 2021, where established and new fighters will start their journeys towards Olympic qualification in Paris. We've got all medal matches in this final block on day one, and joining me in the commentary box is, as always, Sheldon Franco Rooks.
Good afternoon, Neil, and a very good afternoon to everyone watching at home, wherever you may be. The first of the bronze medal matches that we've got for you features Katarina Tanza of Austria. She's up against Milica Nikolic of Serbia. It'll be Tanza in the white judogi, Nikolic in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Kostini Balázs of Hungary.
Interesting, isn't it, that Nikolic didn't have the highest world ranking, and she still went to the Olympic Games, had a really bad draw at the Olympic Games, but nevertheless, here she is yet again fighting for a major medal. And, well, what can you say? You know, it's consistency of performance up there.
Teammate is up in the stand. She was the #1 seed, only 21. And maybe that had something to do with it. They probably felt that she was just a little bit too young.
Well, it's a different animal, isn't it? The Olympic Games is totally different. But here we are. She did lose out getting through to the final, but here she is fighting for bronze.
Yeah, it's one of the positions that Nikolic has found herself in on far too many occasions, and then she ends up on the podium having snuck a bronze when really she should have been up there in the final. She was the #2 seed this morning. Didn't quite work out for her. No, beg your pardon. It was Sabina Giliazova who's the #2. Nikolic was #3.
But she's still here, and the consistency of performance, of course, is so important. That could have easily have been a counter-attack there from Tanza, but not quite enough push, I'm thinking. And Nikolic and Tanza really going at it here. She's got the belt, and she's transitioning into the groundwork, and she's trying to turn her over. If she can do this here, Tanza will do very, very well. Nikolic just holding off.
As soon as you said that, she changed the grip with the right hand. Did you see that? She's got the belt, she let go, and then with the left hand, and it was nowhere near as strong or as threatening.
It's funny, isn't it? Well, there's three different ways. If there's somebody out there that doesn't know how to win with judo, it's by throwing your opponent on their back. And if you throw them on their side twice, you can also win by 2 wazaris. But then 3 ways of winning on the ground: hold them down for 20 seconds, arm lock or strangle for a submission. So the transition from standing down to ground, so important.
Tanza came with that really unusual way of executing that Yoko Tomonagi there. She gets down first, she puts the legs out, and then just tries to push them over. It still almost came off, but for me, it's just not. There's something missing.
I think it's having control and having the draw on the movement, and I think that if it just doesn't break their balance, of course, they can get penalised 3 Shido penalties, and we'll point that out on the way through as well, how that's scored. You'll see it marked. But there she gets movement there, so she actually managed to break the balance of Nikolic, so no penalty given. If she doesn't break the balance, especially with sacrifice throws where you're going onto your own back, then penalties will ensue.
Half the contest gone already, no score and penalty free. I tell you what, we haven't even looked as though we were going to get a penalty. They've both been going at it. It was really good. Well,
I think we've seen that all day today. We've been really enthused by the enthusiasm and the fighting spirit of all the fighters all the way through the categories. 5 categories today, 3 in the ladies and 2 in the men's. The 2 lightest weight categories in the men's, 60 and 66 kilos. And the lightest women's categories of 48s, 52s and 57 kilograms. And again, Nikolic going down there with a kind of kamikaze technique that didn't really have control of the upper part of the body. So no chance of a score. Still no score on the board, almost 3 minutes gone. So this is the first bronze medal match. There's 2 chances, 2 sides, so 2 bronze medals to fight for. And the winner of the repechage fight will be fighting for the other bronze medal, and also the losing semi-finalist on the other side of the draw.
Nikolic has the most unusual way of executing that seoinage. You either go for the traditional off one side, or you try initially to send them on the other one. She goes in for both. She just gets the feeling when she's there, whichever is going to work for her, and she goes with that.
I think we always, there it is again, and that's Sodisura Kamigashi scores. Well, she got Ippon for that. That's not an Ippon, that will be changed to a Wazari. You can see Ippon up there, but I think she landed on her side. She's now holding, and she has to hold for 10 seconds. And I was going to say then, Sheldon, she wins the bronze medal, Nikolic. Good result for her. And I was going to say that there's no right or wrong way, is there, or direction to come off that.
As long as you score.
Well, as long as they land on their side or their back. And I think the referee called an Ippon there. We'll have a look at it, look at the landing, and we'll be able to see that it lands on the side.
Yeah, and the fact that the Yosai Komi continued and it went up, demonstrates that it was Wazari.
Well, it shows the experience of the fighter as well. The fighter knew that she hadn't scored an Ippon.
I mean, the initial reaction from Nikolic is, at least I've got a save here, which I'm glad in a way, because she can normally be very hard on herself.
I think most of the top fighters are, aren't they? They are hard, and they know whether they're performing well. And we were talking about, we've seen quite a few of the coaches berating fighters when they've come off and they've won a match, but they berate them because they haven't done as they're told, or it hasn't been the form that they expect from them.
Coming up next, the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 48 kilo category. Amber Hirschers of the Netherlands goes up against Natasha Ferreira of Brazil. It'll be Hirschers in the white judogi, Ferreira in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Martina Progmet of Croatia.
Well, of course, we're not just seeing new fighters out, we're seeing some new referees as well, which is nice to see them coming from the World Cups and the European Cups into these Grand Prix, Grand Slams. Fighters the same. We've got some young and the ones juniors, top juniors getting their chances. Some of the ones that didn't quite qualify for the Olympic Games, they're coming out as well. Early qualification events. The World Tour starts again after the Olympic Games. This is the first tournament in.
Michael Basinski is the coach in the chair for Amber Hirschers, a former German international, very smartly decked off in a nice tie.
Guess is in white and Ferreira in blue here. And straight away there into the attack.
Best thing that could happen for Hirschus is to get that early wake-up call. She can often just be a little bit off the pace.
I am enjoying the transitions as well into groundwork from the standing. Remember, our sport, it's not BJJ, it's more predominantly groundwork BJJ, but this judo is throwing and groundwork, and so we like to see a nice balance. It did at one stage go more predominantly standing, and now the rules have brought it more equally towards standing and ground, so of course more time for the transition down.
Hirschus in the stage of just setting things up here. It's that Uchimata that we saw earlier on that she's, you know, hunting for, just waiting for the right moment to get in. Because she comes side on, she doesn't often get the support leg in the right place. She's always having to, it seems like having to come around.
Yeah, it comes when she dominates the sleeve as well. If you have a look at her, she'll poke forward and catch the sleeve, dominate the sleeve. When she dominates the sleeve, that's when she goes in. So this is an ideal time. Now here she goes, and almost scores every time when she has the sleeve and lapel. So Ferreira doing well just to avoid it. Did a bit of a face plant there, so a little bit of blood. They're sent off the area to get any kind of blood seen to by the doctor, and the doctor will do it off the mat.
I'm glad you mentioned about the, you know, the new fighters that we're getting to see, but I'm glad you mentioned about the new referees, because the referee in the middle is the daughter of a former IJFA licensed referee at the very highest level, Anto Trogmet, and that's his daughter Martina. So good luck to her. She's up there now. Amber Hirschus, let's get back to Amber. So often, sorry to say it, but so often underperforming. She just hasn't achieved what one would have expected someone with her junior background to have done by now. You know, down at the Continental Opens, smacks them around, wins that, comes up to a Grand Prix, sometimes first round out. You know, here, however, you know, she is at least in with a chance of being on the podium, and that would be a really, really good start for her. It's really important that she takes a medal here.
Glass ceiling, isn't it? You know, it's just breaking through that glass ceiling, and you know, once you realize that you can do it, that self-belief is so important with any sport and with anything really in all walks of life, having that self-belief.
Great graphic there. 20 contests, 39 wins, winning streak 1. You know, in that space, you have to be putting them together back to back. If you can only win one contest at a time, you're never going to win a medal. So it's really important here that she now that she's had 3 in a row, she's had 3 wins, she had the one loss that put her in the repechage, came through there, now in the bronze medal contest. Need to really string these together.
Yeah, great chance for both of these actually. They're both here, and they're in the same position, aren't they? But great chance for both of them.
Ferreira is absolutely new to us, to be honest.
Brazilians do it, don't they, a lot? They put their juniors out, and we've seen it so often. They'll put a junior champion out, and they'll put them out, well, 6 years before the Olympics that they expect them to really perform at. And I think that they spend a lot of money doing that in preparation. We saw it with Menezes, if you remember. Menezes, of course, junior. She became junior world champion. And then 4 years later, she was Olympic champion. Now that's got a score, is it? Ooh, they'll have a look at the landing with that, and they'll say that the top half there, don't look at the bottom half, but the top half touched the mat. So she gets a Wazari for it.
Missed the chance, and the Newaza there wasn't quite quick enough to take advantage of that position. Easy to sit here and say that, but those are the small things that make a difference.
She has a quick look at the clock there, 1 minute 20 left of this match here. Well, the first 4 minutes anyway. Here's the Uchimata. Like you said, the support leg not quite central, always on the outside, so you need better Kumakata, better pull with the sleeve to make it work. And more rotation from the body as well, especially if the leg's on the outside. Totally different movement. If the leg is totally central, then you get more lift.
She's got a great opportunity here for that Ojigari.
That's going to equal it all up there. Ferreira scores a Wazari with a beautiful Ashiwaza. Great foot sweep.
Lucky to have the Prime Minister of Croatia in the center there, flanked by the President of the International Judo Federation and the President of the Croatian Judo Federation. So
not very often you see a judo tournament opened by the Prime Minister, is it? It's wonderful. So a real opportune judo there from Ferreira. Catches Gurges with a beautiful Diashi Barai. Swept her feet, took her cleanly onto her side. So now anybody's match into the last 30 seconds.
Penalty free.
Penalty free, so if it does go into golden score, there's a good possibility it'll be a long golden score, because both of them are attacking, so no penalties yet. We haven't had a penalty up there to actually show people what a penalty looks like. It'll be a little yellow flag that will go on the board, 3 of those, and it'll be all over. And you can get those for stepping outside of the area, the yellow area there, or gripping infringements, not attacking on time. So it'd be nice to see the Ashiwaza. Here we go. Oh, Kuriashi Harai then. So both feet went there. More a Kuriashi than Diashi. Diashi's with 1 foot, but took them both away onto her side. Beautiful, opportune stuff.
Golden score.
So now into golden score, and this can go ad infinitum. It can go as long as you like, as long as they're both attacking. Oh, now then, she almost caught her again. As soon as they move there, the Ashiwaza just sweeps the feet, catches them as they come together. The simplest of techniques when it works. If it doesn't work, if you don't do it on the move, then you hit solid concrete. It's like hitting a post. So you have to catch the feet as they come together. Oh, Cianagi as well. So now starting to come into her own here, Ferreira.
Ferreira's got to find a way to stop that Uchimata, because that's where the score came from and that's where the threat is. She hasn't tried the Uchimata Ojigari combination, which we saw earlier on, by the way.
I think Gurges has let Ferreira back into this now, and certainly starting to feel more and more confident. Right against left, Ferreira right-handed. Gurges left. This could go either way, depends on who wants it most. She keeps moving off to the side here, Ferreira, Gurges, sorry, and Every time they do it, she's in danger of being ashiwazaed and swept off her feet. Uchimata, almost, not quite there. Top half didn't touch. Dutch contingent up there. Had a good Olympic Games, Netherlands. Seems strange, doesn't it, that the Olympic Games finishes and then off we go again. But we've lost a year of normal qualification events because, of course, we've been a year delayed.
Michał Brzezinski, the coach for the Dutch. Now, you will remember him because he wasn't...
I do remember him. I trained with him quite a few times as well.
One way up, was he? He was one way up, wasn't he?
He was one weight up, but strong as an ox. Absolutely strong as an ox.
Yeah, he was quite often up against a former teammate of yours, Denzine White.
Yeah, no, he was. He was a real handful.
Andrej Plenković, the Prime Minister, was here to open the event earlier on. It's not often we get that. And it's just a measure of how important a sport judo is in Croatia. Okay, they had that 5th place finish with Barbara Matic, which she's the current world champion at under 70 kilos.
So that was magical, wasn't it? I mean, the World Championships, of course, coming just weeks before the Olympic Games. And, of course, Barbara Matic was the first world champion that they'd had. And it's put judo on the map, that's for sure.
We've had a couple of others. Her sister was Youth Olympic Games champion as well, Brigitte, but she's gone off and had a family. Not sure if we're going to get to see her again. You know, she may return. And Hirsch's in the middle there, having to wait for Ferreira to return to match. She picked up a bump as well on the mouth.
I think if it's the same cut, this will be her last the last time that she'll be able to have it attended to. So 3 cuts or 3 times on the same cut, and it is Honsakamaki. It goes against them, and the other person will win by default. If it's a different cut, then you have 3 times on each cut.
Yeah, that was a good replay of that Uchimata. It just shows how much Hirsch's has got to do after the entry. Oh, and she was thinking about it there, looking to go
Slight
in and
hesitation,
got caught.
that's all it needs.
Right, so we are pretty good with tidying up our blood injuries and making sure that the mat is sanitized, but during these COVID-19 times, we're extra careful about it, so that's why we've had a slightly longer delay than usual. But we're about to get back underway. Hirsch's and Ferreira. There we go.
Almost 2 minutes into golden score, and one more score will do it. 1 penalty up there now to Gersh's.
She's going the same way. She hasn't learned yet.
Well, they're plugging away at the same techniques all the time, and I think the one that will change the direction, go over the other flank, then they will have more success. It's when you go the same way all the time, a little bit like going down the right wing all the time, and as soon as you change, of course, got a better chance of scoring.
I haven't seen the little seonagi from Hirsch's that she has in her armory.
Well, this is a tough match. Bronze medal here, worth a lot to these two, because it will mean breaking through that glass ceiling. And, wow, tries the seonagi there, over-rotates through. Oh, Oh, Uchimata, that's it. It's all over. And a Nippon scored. Gerges scores with the Uchimata and just ran out of breath, didn't she there, Ferreira?
Like you said, you know, you keep plugging away at the thing that you're best at. Either you're going to get caught, which we saw her get caught with the Wasari, or you're going to come up and get lucky.
Well, it worked that time, and I think when we see it in slow motion, we'll see that the support leg was actually a little bit deeper this time, full committed with the support leg, and it meant that she got a bit of lift with it, which means a bigger score.
Right, so you can see, look, I mean, she is absolutely thrilled at that. You know, this is a quality fighter who on the 13th attempt at a Grand Prix has come up with a bronze medal. That's how much that means to her. And we were talking about the ones who had decided to come to a Grand Prix and the ones who decided to stay away. She absolutely needed that. She, Continental Open gold medal winner a couple of weeks or so ago. Yeah, just a couple of weeks
Glass
ago.
ceiling, isn't it? It is just breaking through. There's the Uchimata, and look, that support leg there just hops back that little bit just to get that extra lift.
I mean, you couldn't imagine that a fighter of that quality was going to take that long to break through, given that she'd won you know, the Junior World Championships such a long time ago. That's what happens sometimes.
Well, she's on the way now, and hopefully that will all carry on for her. A good medal for the Netherlands, and a good way to finish. Second bronze medal then goes to Gerges of the Netherlands.
I'd like to see what happens when she fights a left-hander. The setup will be different. Brzezinski's pleased.
Yeah, it's a good opener as well, isn't it, for the coaches? It's not just the fighters.
Right, we come now to the final of the under 48 kilo category. Melanie Vieux of France faces Blondine Pont of France. It's an all-French head-to-head in this under 48 kilo category final. Vieux in the white judogi, Pont in blue, the referee in the middle. For this one is Ioana Babiuk of Romania. Neil.
Well, two French in the final, under 48 kilos. They haven't had 48 kilos fighter for a little while. They've got two here now, obviously coming out the juniors. You can see there the Vieux, who is coming out 153, I think, in the world ranked. And so this is, every point here is going to be an absolute bonus. But both these fighters in a final of a Grand Prix tournament. And it just shows that the system, the French system, the French women doing so well on the international circuit. World champions, European champions, Olympic champions. They're doing something right.
Yeah, it's funny, the French have been looking for an under 48 kilo category fighter ever since Frédéric Jossenet, and it was quite a while ago. And then all of a sudden they came up with Mélanie Clément, Shireen Bouclé, and now Blondine Pont is in the mix, and there are quite a few others as well. So, yeah, they've struck gold, I think.
Well, it'll be interesting to know what their head-to-heads, these two, on home soil, a little bit different when it's in a Grand Prix final.
Yeah, you can imagine that given the strength of their club competition, they've probably gone, you know, head to head in their club championships. I think they've got, you know, their Premiership, Division 1, Division 2, so it's a very, very strong club team competition set up. And then, of course, at national level, they may have gone head-to-head. We don't have that.
She's going to wrap that arm up here now. Look for the turnover. She might just get her into the hold down here. She needs to get the leg out. You can see that they absolutely know each other, these two. They're very defensive in their approach. Be interesting to see who they warmed up with. Doubt whether it was each other.
Well, the Neto sisters were in the
Oh,
back,
right.
weren't they? They could have
Okay, yeah.
called on. I don't think Priscilla would have been, you know, too willing to get in a warm-up, given she's got an elbow injury.
True.
Maybe Astrid, who's at 52, a little bit closer to their weight category as well. Maybe Barbara Harrell. You know, she wasn't bad. The coach would have helped out a bit.
So a little bit tentative, as you can imagine. This is a domestic here between the two French ladies. And of course, a gold medal here would really set them up. And remember that they're looking for selection to other events here. Pont at the moment, for me, looks to me as if she is probably the stronger and poses the bigger threat on the ground.
Not least of all the Grand Slam in Paris next month.
Well, of course, there's selection for that as well, but this might just get them both there. And
Yeah.
I think if somebody's going to win by Ippon here, I think it'll be on the ground, and I think Pont will be trying to get View down there. So again on top, can she tie up the top half? She'll have to get that leg out first of all.
Just a foot left.
Yeah, not so
Awkward.
easy. She's keeping
Yeah,
hold of
yeah.
the other leg there. So waiting for the mate. Just needs the right situation though, and it'll be totally different. She can bring the other foot up to try and get that one out, then it'll be game over. Two Shidos up there to View. Pont just managing to dominate this. Well, we can hear a lot of instruction there on the side, but there's no coaches actually out there in the chairs, I don't think. So the people shouting for them will be from their own club, I would think. That was a good attack there from View.
I think they may be out of your camera shot, to be honest, because Barbara Harrell's over on the right side there, all masked up. Just behind there.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? If they have a domestic, normally they just leave them to it, you know, which is... Yeah.
And that's why I say that the club thing in France is so strong that although they've come here representing France, I've noticed that many of them are walking around with their club tracksuits on.
Interesting.
There you go, there's Barbara.
So no more penalties allowed for View. One more and it'll be all over for her. And Pont just pushing forward, just dominating the grips here. She's first in. Saying that, and View was pretty close with that last one.
Barbara Harrell came up to commentate with us on a number of occasions. She does some stuff for French TV. We gave her a shot at working with us, and I think the language barrier did for her. She said, you know, every time she'd finish, she had a headache.
Well, it's difficult, isn't it? They have to think in English.
Yeah. Both fighters pick up penalties for avoiding to take a grip. It's a third penalty picked up by View. There you go, that was friendly enough, wasn't it?
Friendly enough there. I don't think Pont was that bothered how she won it, as long as she won it. And so 3 penalties, not the best way, is it? But anyway, you can't make them fight. It's a bit of an odd one, so you have to penalise them for not attacking. And so some people will be looking at that saying what happened, but it was a lack of anything positive. And yeah, Pont gets the gold medal.
Yeah, there were three things that failed to happen there for View, and on each occasion she was penalised for it. You know, you get to this level, you must have that clock in your head that tells you I'm behind, because it doesn't happen quickly. You know, your opponent normally has to attack 3 times before you get fingered. You know, you say, right, that's it, a Shido. So the first one, bit of a warning. Second one, you're on the edge here. By the time you come to the third one, you can't really. Right, we come now to the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 60 kilo category. Jolin Florimont of France faces David Starkel of Slovenia. It'll be Florimont in the white judogi, Starkel in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Anna Safarikova of the Czech Republic.
Yeah, it's all brand new, isn't it? In the under 60 kilos category, I don't think we had many names there that we'd seen before. Lemaire, Vincent Lemaire was one. He's fighting for bronze in the next matchup. But certainly Florimont is a brand new. Starkel of Slovenia, he's in there. But yeah, brand new fighters starting the big run up to Olympic qualification. It's 1 year just to wait, and then the Olympic qualification really starts, and the points mean a lot.
With the French, if you know the French club setup, when you see the coach come out, then you know where he's from, because these coaches don't often go out with the national team. So you have a look behind and you see whether they are Ponto Combo or, you know, one of the other big clubs. Oh, yep.
Kosa Gak straight away there. Florimont straight in.
Maybe Saint-Geneviève could be Florimont, I wonder.
Well, that was a really good attack, wasn't it, there? Just goes to the outside there. Kosa Gak takes him onto his side there, opens up the account.
Slightly unusual execution in that he didn't sit down in the execution. Normally you're sat down and they go over that leg, but it was a hook and a push. He was still in the air as he was throwing Starkel. They all count.
They do. If they land on the side, of course, it's a Wazari. 2 of those is an Ippon. Flat on their back, it's the Ippon. That's what we're after. Judo equivalent of a knockout. So now Starkel has it all to do. Going off the sleeves. Look at that. The sleeve gripping here. Looking for the action-reaction. He's going to go again here. Florimont.
As soon as the referee calls mate, you can hear the coaches begin shouting their instructions. That's the time that they're given to give their instructions. Only after mate is called.
Almost walked onto the Osoto there. That was close. You almost got a second one there, Florimont. So the coach is only allowed to shout information in the break, in the mates. So if they do so while they're fighting, then they get into trouble. They get one warning, and then second one there in the stands. So the coaches can get penalised as well if they're too vocal. At the wrong time, that is. Well, Starkel has to get on his bike here and start pushing forwards. There is a tendency when you've got a score on the board to hold on to it and to go into defensive mode, and you can get penalised for doing that. But we haven't seen many penalties, I have to say. We haven't seen that many.
A little bit too early to go into your shell. Almost got countered. Tried the same technique there. Starkel was wise to it, however. Couldn't come up with the counter.
Reverse Cianagi this time. Florimont. First in. So Starkel now knows that he's got to, well, he gets a Shido now, so he really does know now that he's got to come forwards. Oh, it's all over. Kosoto then gets the ippon for that, and Starkel couldn't do anything about that. Florimont then, same direction, same technique. He wins the first bronze medal then in the under 60 kilos category.
Good finish as well, and just as Neil was saying that Starkel should be looking to open up as soon as he did. That was it.
Good opportune technique, wasn't it? Just caught him, as like you say, just thinking about, I've got to do something, and he was first in.
First medal in Grand Prix. Congratulations,
Hear that a lot at these early events after the Olympic Games, new fighters coming in. So we hear it a lot that it's first medal at a Grand Prix or a Grand Slam tournament. And again, Kosoto there, just flat on his back. Yoko Otoshi, beautifully executed then, just caught him on the move. Look at the hand movement as well. Sleeve and the lapel working together, as well as the drive off the back foot.
Well, if it works once, give it another go.
Yeah, he did it several ways, actually, when they were moving and sometimes when they were just at a standstill. But he had good drive off it. And like I say, his kumikata, his gripping was good.
Coming up next, the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 60 kilo category. Vincent Lemaire of France goes up against Matan Kokolaev of Israel. It'll be Lemaire in the white judogi, Kokolaev in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Lim Hee-dae of the Republic of Korea.
Another chance of a medal for France. Putting their squad out here to, and that's the main aim, isn't it? Here is to get as many medals and as much mat time at this level as possible. But also Israel doing exactly that. And I have to say, Kokolaev we haven't seen before, but Israel doing exactly the same, putting their youngsters out to gain experience. Cianagi right off the bat there from Lemaire. Pretty low shoulder throw to the left and now holding right. And Sumigaeshi, two techniques straight away. Kokolaev will have to fire back. Well, the French, absolute masters of the game. And I think that in most sports, if you have a look at the French, they can perform at the very highest level. It's always quite tactical as well as technical. And they win matches that many don't expect them to do. I mean, just look at the Olympic Games with the team tournament there, you know, and the strongest team ever put out by Japan. 6-man teams, well, 2 ladies, 3 ladies and 3 men. 5 of them were Olympic champions from Japan. And the other one was Olympic bronze medalist. And they got thumped in the team match by France. France just
4-1.
Yeah. Amazing.
I shouldn't laugh.
But the French do it all the time, you know, and I have to say, whether it's rugby or whether it's soccer or... Well, no, it doesn't matter what it is.
Club team thing I was telling you about.
No, exactly.
I think that the history that they have of competing in teams is so strong that they feel they can beat anyone. And they can.
But a lot of it comes from the clubs, doesn't it? Yeah. You know, and I think we have to realise the strength of the clubs, that's for sure. So now starting to go to work here, Kokalev. So if nothing positive happens, if the leg's trapped like that, then the seconds don't get counted, and if the leg comes out and you're controlling the upper part of the body, you've got to hold them for 20 seconds. Unless there's a score on the board, then it's 10 seconds. But that's why you see them holding on to that leg. Can't afford too many of those, Lemaire. I think that's the important thing as well at top level. The tactics become more obvious, that they're fighting for wins, not just for massive ippons. You know, we saw it, didn't we, with some of the best fighters in the world, Japanese fighters having to win matches, and normally they throw for ippon. Great change of direction there. Did he get the score? Yes, he does.
I was going to say, I like that for a score. Didn't stop, fully committed.
Went for the Seanagi there and then changed the direction for the Kouchi.
Taken off.
Yeah, his elbow was down. That's going to be a score, is it? Well, I'd like to see that one back in slow motion. That was very, very quick.
It's not always immediately apparent with these borderline issues, sometimes very, very tricky. And that one, the referee didn't give a score there. And the commission wanted to have a look at that, just make sure. They reviewed it, and their decision was no score. Last minute then.
Yeah, I think the elbow was in the way, and that stopped it. That was a close one as well. So a little bit of the Kumakata, the gripping strategies here are contributing to no scores. Look at the sleeve just slip away there. Didn't manage to pull the sleeve in. Now, did he get that one? That was a funny one as well, because that came off the ground. You might have a little look at that one, because that was a counter-attack as well. I'm not even going to go there with that one.
Good battle, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good. It's interesting. Some interesting little moves there. The second penalty up to Lemaire, and it looked at the beginning as if Lemaire was going to completely control it. And look at that. Kokalev now goes for the big Kosoto. And not enough direction there.
Lemaire wants to know what's going on.
Well, Lemaire thinks it was his, but there was no change of direction from Lemaire, so it's not up to him to referee the match. That's for sure. Full commitment, absolutely, from his opponent, and it was his technique, so no counter for Lemaire. So if somebody operates a technique and they land first, just because you're on top of them doesn't mean it's your technique. It's funny because that's what we see a lot when they come up from the European Cups and the World Cups and things. They don't quite have the same idea because the rules sometimes interpreted in slightly different ways. But I can tell you now, you've got to get really absolute direction if you're going to counter somebody. Got a chance here with the arm.
He was quick onto that.
Yeah, he was. Transition was good.
Good defense from Kokolaev. Felt the threat, got himself into a good position to block it, and really Lemaire, once he turned into it, didn't have anywhere else to go. Well blocked by the Israeli. Into the golden score period. Both fighters have picked up 2 penalties apiece, so I don't like to use these euphemisms, but skating on thin ice. Yeah. I think I'll use that on this occasion. I think everyone knows what that means.
This literally could go either way, couldn't it? I think both fighters have had a chance of winning this now, so I think the next mistake will cost dearly. Both committing, though. I think the thing is they're not scared to have a go, these two, even though it's very close. Both attacking full on. Well, I don't know why they've stopped now. Just let them carry on, and I think they will sort it out. And there's a big Kouchi on the inside. I think if they were both passive, you'd go, well, how are they going to sort it out? We've got to step in to decide this, but I think they'll decide it. Something's going to happen again. Back and forth with the attacks. Kokolaev does one. Lemaire then does another one. Yes, that's going to score. Is that going to be the one that scores? Something's going to happen here. Might just be it. So they'll look at the landing just to see. It might have been on his elbow again, so they won't give it. It'll go to video referee. The referee doing exactly what he should be doing there. Was Harry given? So Lemaire gets it, and that was a counter to a counter, I think. Kokolaev head in hands, and he says, well, what happened there? But
it doesn't matter how nice your opponent is to you. Yeah, he gives the heart on his club badge first, and then to France. It's an odd situation when it's such a powerful thing, this club affiliation.
Well, same in Netherlands, and of course it's the same. It's been the same in the UK for so long, and you can't get rid of that, can you, really? It's very difficult to.
Anyway, Vincent Lemaire, having waited, what are we talking about, 7 years in between one Grand Prix gold medal and another, comes up with his second Grand Prix gold. He won gold back in Qingdao in China, back in, talking about his gold medal wins. And this is his second gold medal win. It's his third Grand Prix medal. So second Grand Prix gold. Qingdao in China back in 2014 was his first gold medal win. And we don't even go there any longer.
It was a bit of a roller, wasn't it, this one? And you could say, well, did he land absolutely? I think it was more side. I really do. The big arm came over the top there. His opponent then gets countered onto his side, and well, he thought that he had the hold down at the end, but counted as a score. It had full rotation. Yeah. I think absolutely. Wazari scored. And that's why you do need to see it from a few different angles there. It doesn't always look like a score from one angle. Get it from the other side, and it does.
Coming up next, the second, sorry, I beg your pardon, the final of the under 60 kilo category. Sam Hall of Great Britain goes up against Angelo Pantano of Italy. It'll be Hall in the white, judogi Pantano in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Heather Lutyens of Belgium.
Well, I think Sam Hall will be trying to follow it down to the ground as much as he possibly can. If he can stop the very low centre of gravity techniques from Pantano. We were saying, weren't we, he was in the under 55 kilograms category, very small for under 60s, and had to grow into the weight category as a full adult, and so looks a little bit shorter than even the 60 kilos fighters.
In white, judogi representing Great Britain.
Good newaza and good transition from tachiwaza into newaza. Sam Hall of Great Britain in his first Grand Prix final. Can't wait to get it on here. Sam Hall of Great Britain in white, Pantano of Italy in blue, and we're away. Under 60 kilos final. Straight away there into the attack here, and Pantano says, no, I don't want anything to do with that.
We were talking the other day about trying to avoid a particular set of circumstances, and if you there is for me the thing of over avoidance. You really are not interested in doing any groundwork, and you try to do all sorts of things to get out, and all of a sudden you make a mistake.
And of course there's the you know, the persistence factor as well. You know, you just keep at it until you get it. I mean, Sam Hall now, every one of those sacrifice techniques to get into it has broken the balance of Pantano, and Pantano hasn't got off go yet.
Yeah, in that kind of circumstances, when they get up to a minute, then that's probably as much as you're going to get. But he does manage to come up with a couple there, little Uchimata and then the Sernagi in the other direction.
No real commitment on the ground there from Pantano. So, well, Dennis Stewart, Olympic bronze medalist in 1988. One of my Olympic team members, teammate. In the coaching chair for Great Britain. Oh, that's going to be a score. And straight in there. On top, with a possibility of newaza as well. Pantano goes ahead there, and that was a slow. Slow technique there. Well, almost ukigoshi, wasn't it? The hips weren't all the way across. And about 2 or 3 stabs at that to take him over.
You said he came from a low centre of gravity. Look at this is old style, isn't it?
Real low, and as long as it's standing technique that you're doing. Here we go again here from Hall. Needs to be on top, needs to be persistent.
He dragged that arm so far out that Paul couldn't get any purchase. I was wondering why is he not getting that left leg across? It's because his arm was stretched so far out by Pantano, trying to avoid getting involved in any newaza.
That was close. Yoko Satemiwaza there from Pantano. So it's very low centre of gravity, just causing a few problems here for Hall. Needs to get back on the pace and see if he can attack first, because Pantano is just getting in there first. There it is again. Oh, he's got the neck. He's got the neck here, Hall.
Yeah, he has.
Hall has got the neck.
He's got a tap.
Oh, he gets the submission. Oh, and that was a great opportune bit of newaza there from Hall. Brilliant stuff. He had the neck, and Pantano wasn't going anywhere, was he? He was not going anywhere.
He didn't move. He was just trying to hold on for as long as he possibly could, but not with a minute and a half left to go. He knows that he made an error there.
Good newaza from Hall, and that was real opportune stuff from him, because that neck just presented itself. He already had it, and rather than panic and look for the turnover, he just thought, I'll concentrate on the shimiwaza.
And it was the one area of the game where we said Pantano might make a mistake in trying to avoid getting involved in newaza. We know why he didn't want to go down there, because Hall, has a reputation of having a good deal of prowess down there. Well, so it turned out to be. I don't think that instance was one where he was trying to get out. He just attacked and left his there. It's too late already. It's on. He's already squeezing on here.
Well, he was round the neck, wasn't he? Just the way that they rolled, he was round the neck. Sam Hall just pushes his hips into the mat there and applies pressure. Hadaka Jimmy, well, it was a form of, wasn't it? You
absolutely.
could say that. It was a naked strangle.
Rare, yeah.
Don't see it very often, and certainly at a competition of this level, you don't see it.
Just look at when Pantano's right arm ceases to try to block. There's a point where he just says, I'm going to have to use this for something else here.
Well, they say you control the head, you control the body. He had the head under control there. And that was probably one of the most unusual wins by Ippon in a Grand Prix or a Grand Slam final that I've seen. Don't very often see Hadaka Jimmy, but that was Hadaka Jimmy. We can all see that it's right the way under the neck.
It was certainly the most unusual win for Hall.
Brilliant stuff. Great performance there. Gold medal for Great Britain.
Good for him. Big D just told us, one of many. We never know.
No.
Dennis Stewart knows his game. He knows what he's about. He's been in it long enough. And if he tells you that the boy is going to win a few, then...
Not phased either, was he?
No.
Just took it.
Good one.
Great.
We come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 48 kilo category. The medals are being presented by the president of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Marius Visa.
The medals will be presented by the president of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Marius Visa. Bronze medalists are For the Netherlands, Amber Hersjes.
The first of the bronze medals goes to Amber Hersjes of the Netherlands. There's a bronze medal also for Milica Nikolic of Serbia.
Silver medal is representing France, Melanie Vieux.
Silver medal goes to Melanie Vieux of France.
And gold medal is representing France.
The gold medal
Blondine
goes to
Pont.
Blondine Pont of France.
Prize money and the flowers will be presented by the State Secretary.
Well, I don't think she was that bothered that it went into Shido's. I think she was just glad to get the win under her belt there, but a good performance from her, a good performance for France. Gold and silver to them.
France is number 3 in the weight category behind Melanie Clement and Shireen Boukley. So come October we may be seeing Miss Pont in the Palais Omnisport de Bercy.
The big times.
The Grand Slam in Paris.
I like it. You've got a nice accent.
Rise for the national anthem of France.
And now the national anthem of France.
Thank you very much. Now, family picture with VIP and judoka.
Nikolic and Hersjes were the bronze medal winners. Vieux took the silver, but it was Pont who came away with the gold medal.
Family picture. Everybody can be friends just for a little while.
I think there's a point where they're allowed to take the masks off for the photographs because they've all been fighting each other anyway. So it's a bit late now for the masks for the photograph, isn't it?
I would have said so. Like you say, normally they do.
I mean, now that everyone's left and there's a space around them, you've only got the 4 of them up there. You might as well have a photograph with the 4 of them who've been bashing each other for the last 4 or 5 hours.
Thank you very much.
Right, we come now to the first of the bronze medal contest in the under 52 kilo category. Annika Würfel of Germany is up against Martina Castanola of Italy. It's Würfel in the white judogi, Castanola in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Vasily Smolin Jr. of Russia. I think the only reason I said that is because I was at a competition recently where they waited until the VIPs left, and then when only the 4 of them were left, they took them off for the photograph, and then when they finished, put them back on.
Like you say, it's up close and personal. But I'm sure we're starting to get back to a little bit of normality, aren't we? So that's a good
I certainly
thing.
hope so.
Yep. Würfel in white then, against Castanola of Italy in blue. Under 52 kilos bronze medal match.
Right.
Strong proportion of our game is all about the gripping strategies, how we grip up, how we dominate the grips, because the person that dominates the grip is normally the one that initiates the technique. So if you have the strongest grip, sleeve lapel or big arm over the back there, that's why you've got to attack. There's the left arm there of the Italian coming over the back of Werfel. Looking for the turnover there, Werfel. Taking control of the head, and the hand goes through the legs, and you normally squash them up and then just roll them onto the back, but couldn't get the leverage. See how strong they are on the sleeves, and these lighter weight categories especially, there's a lot of techniques that come off the sleeve grips. There's also a lot of penalties given to it, because if they're too defensive with the sleeves and they hold them down towards their waist, it's very difficult for you to attack off it, so you get penalized for it, so you've got to do something off it. Left and right, two attacks there from Werfel, one on the left and then the other one on the right. Yoko Satemiwaza there from Castanola. There's a lot of very low techniques from the lighter weights especially. Saying that, some of the heavyweights do as well, but some of the ones driving off to the side, much lower center of gravity from the fighters. All evens this one. Both attacking just at the right time, so no penalties given. Good possibility this is going to go into golden score, though. Now, has she got the strangle? Well, Castanola, and she's done it a couple of times now, she's saying, oh, no, she's across my mouth. But you can't do that too often, because then the referee, in this situation, for example, can't see it properly, so he'll allow it to go on. It's almost cry wolf.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Well, we saw her just a couple of times, kind of half putting the jacket over her mouth to get the mate. And, of course, if the referee can't see, he's not going to do that.
The Italians have had reasonable success at this weight category, haven't they, with Cadets, Giuffrida, and then before that, Rosalba Fortuniti. So it's not as though they are strangers to the under 52 kilo category, both Olympic medalists. Fortuniti back in 2012 and Cadets, Giuffrida more recently.
They do have a habit of creating these Olympic medalists. Drop Cianagi there from Werfel. Didn't quite get the rotation, but all the time looking for that strangle.
Silver and the bronze picked up by Odette Giuffrida. I wonder if you have another bash at it. Only 26, Giuffrida.
Still young, isn't it?
26, you know.
Well, just 3 years to go. I'm sure she'll be back.
Go again.
You see them, don't you? Two Olympic cycles, and you think, well, they must be older, but not old, but older, but they're not.
Just went to Rio when she was, you know, quite young. It's only 5 years old, so 20, 21-year-old. Goes the kid, come as a silver medalist. Vasile was quite young when he went there. Just trying to think of Giulia Quintavalli, how old she was when she won a medal in Beijing.
It does happen at different times, though, doesn't it? You know, it's not always just the age thing, but just really how long you're exposed to that kind of level.
They've had a few winners, haven't they? The Italians managed to get the timing right for the games.
Yeah, we were talking about it before, weren't we? Self-belief. A lot of it is self-belief. You know, once you understand there that it's possible. This is a close one, golden score, and the 34 seconds into the golden score. Any score is going to do it, but there's not a penalty up there on the board, so it looks like it's going to be quite a long golden score, this.
Well, just to finish off on the Odette Giuffrida injection, just because she's Italian, is 52 kilos. 2 Olympic medals, never won a World Championship medal in 9 outings. That's junior and senior World Championships. Never won a World Championship medal. 2 Olympic medals, though. Swap? No thanks.
Well, it's a difficult one. It is. Tried to take her back there. There's one penalty up there then. Castagnola of Italy has a Shido on the board. That's the little yellow dot there, the yellow flag there. 3 of those and it's all over. So at least we have 1 on the board. Saying that's not what we're after, of course. It's throwing or holding down or arm locking or strangling. Well, that looked like a drop to me there. Castagnola dropped there without any full rotation.
Yeah, right.
She does get penalty. It. Yeah. It has to have rotation, or it has to at least move them. Can't just drop on your hands and knees and hope for the best. And it has to have some kind of relation to the hands working as well with the body. Same with that, you know, that Tomonagi there from Werfel. It's not good enough. It has to move them.
Well, Castagnola did have a hard time of it today.
So she gets one as well there, Werfel, for the Tomonagi.
She had a first round contest. Sometimes you get lucky, you have a bye. Quarterfinal was against Caitlin Jarrell of the United States of America. That went into golden score. That was a toughie. And the semi-final was against Amber Riel of Belgium, who we'll see in the final. So having lost out there, she came down into this bronze medal contest. Werfel, for her part, when she landed in the repechage, had to get past Alessia Kuznetsova of Russia. That's put her in this contest. Oh.
Nearly had a second stab at that Cianagi then. Werfel, almost. They can have a second stab as long as they keep control and it's the same drive all the way through. As long as it's continuous, they'll count it. Three Shidos on the board then, and that was a close one there, nearly got counted there. So now you can see it there, the coach shouting instructions during the mate.
You're not going to get anything unless you put both hands on. That's what he was telling her.
And he's not far off either. Yeah,
he liked
exactly.
that. Oh dear.
All over.
Yeah, she knew. Didn't want to face it. Yeah. Turned her back on him.
Winner and bronze medalist for women under 52 kilogram category in white judogi representing Germany.
Werfel it is who takes the first of the bronze medal in the under 52 kilo category.
Well, the two hands on, it worked. Yeah. Like you say, it's all about the relationship between the hands and the feet working together in order to get projection and power. And if one of them's missing, it's not going to work. Two hands on here. That was a good, strong attack there. That was the closest. In fact, that wasn't far off a score, that, when we have a look at that back in slow motion.
Right, we come now to the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 52 kilo category. Anna Victoria Pulic of Croatia goes up against Izaskun Ballesteros of Spain. It's Pulic in the white judogi, Ballesteros in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Mariana dos Santos of Brazil.
And now, please welcome judoka.
Second bronze medal match then, 52 kilos. Everybody looks very serious there up in the stands. No crowd, of course, but we have everybody that's helped, or the fighters, or people waiting to fight, some of the officials as well. It is still a little bit strange, I have to say, without people watching. The atmosphere not quite the same. Pulic then in white here, Ballesteros in blue. Second bronze medal in the under 52 kilos. Kosoto onto the back leg there. Now looking for the Sangaku. Pulic of Croatia straight into the attack.
Mate.
Thundering right arm there of Pulic. Coming over the top Ballesteros just attacks out of danger. But it was out of danger, so gets a Shido for it. Shido penalty. Oh, Kosoto this time.
Good strong attack.
Change of direction as well, and took her over the other flank.
Ballesteros just had enough about it to turn onto her front. Looking good for a moment. What was it that Pulic threw earlier for Ippon? Oh, it was Caitlin Jarrell, United States of America, in their repechage contest. Threw her for Ippon. Really strongly. With that same Kosoto Gake, it came as a counter though. Went round the back.
Certainly dominating this as well, I think, here. Pulic just that little bit stronger. Ballesteros having a real problem with that big strong arm coming over. I think we're going to see a score any second now. Just over halfway. There's the Kosoto again.
Missed with the Tomoe-nage. Just seemed like an afterthought as opposed to something that was properly planned and reacting to movement. Just something that she just threw in there. Little over a minute left to go. Ballesteros just the single Shido against the no score as yet.
Changes direction this time. Now we're looking for the Sangaku, and she's going to tie that arm off here now. She'll then think about what she's going to do with the legs to turn it into the hold down.
Missed it now.
Yeah, she did miss it. Did well there, Ballesteros.
Yeah. The whole shape of that exchange suggested that Pulic was going to come out with something, if not the Sangaku.
I think if she'd have believed it herself, then she would have got it.
Second Shido picked up by Ballesteros, going backwards there, unfortunately, the Spanish fighter.
Pecking away at the jacket here. It's not going to do her any favours. Ballesteros is going to get third Shido here for patting off. It's going to be all over. So they've been given the benefit of the doubt. Last time, from Pulic's point of view, now all she needs to do is just make sure that they don't grip up and it'll be all over.
Do the same.
Yeah. Very close to the third penalty here, Ballesteros.
Clever fighter. Pulic doing exactly what her coach would want her to do, to be honest.
Those penalties will be carried over into the golden score. If you think of it from Pulic's point of view here, if neither of them attack, Shido apiece, all over. Ballesteros will get 3, and it'll be disqualification, and there is going to be all over, is it? Oh, that was close. Very, very close there. Soda Makikomi from Pulic.
Strong-looking girl, isn't she?
She is, and, you know, she's totally dominating this match. I don't know what he wants to look at there, whether it's just the avoidance with the head, I think. Big advantage of the video referee. The video referee will have a look at it from 2, 3 different angles here. Let's have a look at where the head goes and whether she uses the head to avoid landing on the side. Good call from the referee. So if she uses the head, they'll count the bridge as an avoidance, and it will be a penalty, and it will be all over. She definitely used the head, as far as I'm concerned.
To avoid going over
onto a side,
onto the scoring part of the body.
And you're not allowed to use your head like that, so definitely all over.
No complaints from Ballesteros. So a bronze medal to Anna Victoria Pulic of Croatia takes one of the bronze medals anyway in the under 52 kilo category. Home medal.
Looked strong though, didn't she? She really did. She was well composed, knew exactly what she was doing. That was a really good call from the referee. The referee noticing, of course, that I mean, if somebody throws you onto your head, you can't avoid it, and then you go over at a funny angle, then it's not counted as a bridge. But when you put your head down and you purposely rotate on your head to prevent landing on your back, then it is classed as a bridge. Quite a natural movement, you could say as well, but what can you do? The whole idea is to safeguard the head so that you don't get neck injuries. I think ladies generally more supple than the guys, you know. If it was the guys, that we could have a serious injury.
Coming up next, the final of the under 52 kilo category. Astrid Netto of France faces Amber Real of Belgium. It's Netto in the white judogi, Real in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is John Ramakers of the Netherlands.
I think Real is going to be all systems go here. I think she's going to pile the pressure onto Astrid Netto. We'll see what happens, but on their head-to-heads, 2-1 up, Real.
The referee from the Netherlands, Mr. John Ramakers. And now, please welcome the finalists in blue judogi, representing Belgium, first time in a Grand Prix final, Amber Real.
We chatted earlier on, Neil and I, about the possibility that we would hear announced today a first Grand Prix gold medal for whomsoever it was. We already heard it with Sam Hall and the points that go with it. I wonder whether we'll hear that for Amber Real. What a mountain she's got to climb against Astrid Netto, who is already a seasoned campaigner. Loretta Cousat-Doyle likes to say she's got a lot of experience under her belt. It's a classic from Doyle in that one.
It does make a difference, though, doesn't it? You know, because they've been here before, they know how to react. But, like I say, glass ceiling, once you've broken it. Big hips across there from Netto. Tapping away at the feet, not enough, got to break balance. So they'll have to go in. There we go. Netto is the one at the moment, looking to me as if she's trying for a big score. Sori Sorikomigoshi off the sleeve. Big hips across. A lot of it's about intention. The grips as well, they count a lot towards it. They've both got the sleeve, even though it's right against left. Can Neto start the movement? She'll want to just break that grip off of the sleeve, and the sleeve grip of Rial just stopping her from doing the rotation. So Rial now told, you've got to attack. You have to take the initiative. No real intentions there from the groundwork situation. Neto, you can tell with somebody who likes the groundwork, they'll dig in and they'll search it out. The moment it's Neto just dominating, and Rial has got to get into the match. Bit of a stalemate with these two, and Shido up there for Neto for drifting outside the area. Just dropping on her back there, Rial. Is she going to get away with it? Not so sure. So she does get away with it this time.
It's been a good effort from the Belgian, to be honest. I thought she might be in trouble of being, you know, just swamped here by Neto, but hasn't been the case.
I think Neto, just the stronger of the two, but she sometimes makes mistakes, Neto. She can do. She's trying to get off that sleeve there, the left sleeve of Rial. And then the big hips will go across if she can snap it off, or off that Koshi grip there. For me, Rial just trying to look busy. There's no real intention there, not the same kind of intention anyway for big, massive throws.
First time that I've felt today that the fighters have been a little bit cagey.
Definitely cagey here, and like I say, it's intention. I think Neto, whenever she's gone in, she wants to throw, but Rial doesn't really believe it, and the two Shidos up there for her kind of show that. She could finish it here now, Neto. Just back her up to the edge. She's making mistakes all over the place here, Rial. Ideal opportunity, just pile on the pressure.
Golden score.
This one's going to be settled in golden score.
So now Neto will have to fire back. It's a little bit of a lackluster final this. They're both tactically blocking each other out. You said earlier, Sheldon, that they're just a little bit scared to lose, really, just not going all out for it. And we've seen so many positive matches today. Big hips across.
Now it's Rail's turn to have to look for something. Can't imagine that this is going to go on for much longer. The Belgians already picked up 2 Shidos. It's got to come back with something now. Those little foot taps don't count.
Well, just saying that's not enough, is it? It just isn't enough.
Yeah. Just managed to hold on to the arm as well. Neto not fancying any near-waza and just crawls off the mat. Real has to come back strong now with another attack and be first.
Second Shido there for Neto, so it's all evens now, anybody's match. So who's going to be the busier one of the two? Third penalty up there will mean it's all over for one of them. Neto now falling behind.
Well, it's the same again. Real has to run that risk of opening up and attacking and get even further ahead in the attacking stakes. Little Ujigari, but again, not really an attack.
No real commitment to them, is there? And I'm really surprised here. Neto not doing a lot.
If only you could, tell them just how close they are
to getting penalised,
to getting penalised or to winning it. She lost contact with the hands there. That's unfortunate for Real. But if she comes back strong here and puts in another attack, that could be it. Really has got to know the state of the contest here.
Well, now Neto is in danger here of getting a third penalty. She's not done anything now for quite some time. And Real has upped the ante. She's upped the work rate. Referee needs to just stand them up, I think.
Not going anywhere, this one.
Oh, she's got her in the hole. Look at that.
She's had to tap as well.
It's all over.
Yeah.
Didn't have anything left at all, did she, Neto?
No, just
nothing at all.
Gave up on the ground. That wasn't going anywhere. And then all of a sudden, the head, the legs wrapped the head and the shoulder up. Arm was stuck up. Put the pressure on. Had to tap.
Well, that went against, the beginning, certainly. 3/4 of the match, it was all Neto. She looked like the stronger of the two. Ran out of steam, literally ran out of gas. Real of Belgium wins her first Grand Prix, gold medal.
Well, there you go. We were wondering whether, we would hear that.
Gold medal in a Grand Prix.
And there it is.
Amber Huel, Belgium.
Certainly early techniques didn't look as if they were going to score, but as soon as they went to ground, this lady here didn't have anything, no defence, and certainly not in the latter half of the contest. Digs in there. The referee, how well did the referee do there? He let it carry on. He saw something that we didn't. I didn't think it was going to go any further than this. He thought, yes, it is. And he did really well with that, because then when she's in this situation here, she just turns netto and it's all over. Taps out.
I suppose the unusual nature of that was that Netto was sitting down. She was sitting on her backside rather than being on the knees, because if you just take if you just push the legs back and have her on the knees, then the entry is right.
Good change of direction. Good change of direction. Knew exactly what she wanted.
Yeah.
Sangaku Gatami then. Strangle was working and gets the submission from Netto. Gold medal for Belgium, and credit to the referee for allowing that to carry on, because that was a really good decision, and certainly not one that either Sheldon or I picked up on.
And I like to think I know.
Well, I do normally, but I didn't think it was going to end like that. Excellent stuff.
Coming up next, the first of the bronze medal contest in the under 66 kilo category. Strahina Buncic of Serbia. Oh, we've got the awarding ceremony. I beg your pardon, thanks. I looked away from the podium for a moment. Couldn't see all the VIPs gathered down there. So coming up next, it will be the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 60 kilo category. The medals are being presented by the International Judo Federation Events Director, Dr. Lisa Allen.
By the Events Director of the International Judo Federation, Dr. Lisa Allen.
The first of the bronze medals goes to Vincent Lemaire of France. There's a bronze medal also for Jolin Florimont of France. Silver medal goes to Angelo Pantano of Italy. The gold medal goes to Samuel Hall of Great Britain.
Well, Dennis Stewart said first of many, and I think that was a brilliant performance from this young man. He did fantastic stuff. Transition into groundwork was amazing.
Representative of the Speaker of the Croatian Parliament, Mr. Siniša Jenkac.
Don't see that very often, but Daka Jimmy in the final. Wasn't going to let that go, was he?
Ladies and gentlemen, please all rise for the national anthem of Great Britain.
And now the national anthem of Great Britain.
Thank you very much. Now, family picture with VIP and best judoka in this category, men under 60 kilo.
Great performance from Sam Hall and Great Britain on top of the rostrum.
Florimont and Lemaire were the bronze medal winners. Pantano it was who picked up the silver, but it was Hall of Great Britain who walks away with the gold medal in the under 60 kilo category. Coming up next, the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 66 kilo category. Strahinja Buncic of Serbia goes up against Karo Marandian of the Ukraine. It's Buncic in the white judogi, Marandian in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Olivier De Roses of France.
I've got to say that it's been all action in the under 66 kilos category. It's been some good judo. I think we've seen some really explosive stuff and open fights. So both fighters trying to score, not looking at the tactical side of it, just looking for the technical side. And so we've seen some good exchanges.
Yeah, let's hope we see more of the same then, because there really has been, as Neil said earlier, some terrific judo.
Nice little ashiwaza there, straight away from Buncic. Feints one way, goes the other. So hitting that far leg here, and then he's going to come across for his big forward techniques as well. Now, if it had caught him actually standing up there, he threw him off the ground, so that is newaza. If he catches him as he's coming off the floor, then it's counted as still game on, possibility of throwing. Some people get a little bit mixed up with that. Again, change of direction.
He's got some moves, hasn't he, Buncic?
Buncic here just hitting both flanks and trying to set him up for his big technique off to the right there by hitting the back leg first of all, and it might work the opposite way around as well. Saying that, look at that, Marandian there thinks, oh, I'll have a little go at this as well. And he's got the arm here. There's a turnover here into the hold down from this situation here. And Buncic, if he comes up off the floor, just he needs to stay splayed.
Just got the feeling that Marandian was taking him to the side instead of, he wanted to bring him over the back for the turnover. Well,
the thing is as well, if they start to stand up, that's when they move themselves into it.
Yeah, he needs to work on that one a little bit then, Marandian, the turnover. He had the arm wrapped up, but the final execution wasn't quite there.
Almost halfway through the contest here. It's been an interesting one just to see the tactics. Oh, look at that. That's what he was waiting for. Big Osoda Gary on the other side there. Marandian just managed to turn.
He was going, wasn't he? You could see his head.
Nice to see it standing there. Well, I don't know if he was looking for the Taitoshi or the Osotogari there, but it was connected.
He just started to look as though he wanted to get out of that situation around, and he knew what was coming. Managed to end up on his front.
Nice stance as well, Buncic. Just really stood up. Good rangy judo, but he's got to be careful for Mirandian going underneath him.
He's not afraid to offer it up, is he?
No, he's going for
he
it.
scored with this earlier.
Yes,
and he does
going to be
now.
a score. And there we go. Wazari scored there, Mirandian. Like you said, he scored from it before, and this time, control of the upper part of the body there. He was hooked in for the Kouchi, sorry, and takes Buncic onto his side there, gets the Wazari.
Yeah, he's got that particular technique well worked out. It's deep, it hooks in, and then the top half, as Neil says, that finishes you off. It's too late, though, because most of the hard work is already done. He's already through your defences, and that's not a bad effort from Buncic either.
Elbow was out there.
Yeah.
There's no landing for that. Good technique from Buncic, and he's not over yet.
No, time to come again. We've got a minute to go. But a good, strong attack from the Serb fighter here.
Good change of direction, wasn't it? Look at that elbow there out, preventing the side contact.
I'd stand up from here.
Well, that was interesting. He's still on it. Oh, that might be. That might be.
Bit of lift.
Well, for me, I mean, he had absolute direction there.
Did lift him up.
They might just have a little look at that because it was a change of direction.
No, gets away with that one.
It's going to really open up now. Watch out for Buncic. He's going to come forwards, and Mirandian on the defensive. Elbow down, no score.
And on his backside, yeah. Just rolled off that. 20-odd seconds left to go. Very little left in the tank now.
Still think he's going to come forwards here. Buncic here always looks threatening. Good contest.
Mirandian just taking advantage of the fact that his gi needs tidying up.
Sucking dust off the rafters is another way to describe it.
Here comes Buncic.
Shido going to come here now, is it? Oh, and there's the Shido. And now Mirandian. Oh, he almost gets caught again, and he's just he wants to just waste those 10 seconds. Well, it was against the run of play there, and I think that Buncic looked as if he was dominating and then gets caught for that one score. Credit to Mirandian, though. That was a good match, wasn't it? Good technique prevails, and both fighters made it an open match. So it was a possibility for both to score.
One of the best contests we've seen in the final block, actually. One way and then the other. And as Neil said, Mirandian coming up with the score. Just managing to keep the Serb out at the end. Good attacking contest from both athletes. And one of the things that struck me throughout the day was the fitness levels of the fighters back in after a long break. There's been a long break. Very, very, very few of these athletes were at the games or there as warm-up partners or involved in the preparation and everything. So there was a long time off, and definitely a long time from top-level competition.
Well,
but they've come here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that they're now allowed back in the dojos. I think they weren't allowed into the dojos. Here's the Kouchi there. Look at the control he had in the upper part of the body there. And once he latches onto the leg here, Cianagi movement with the arm, but just really pulls that leg in.
Can't get off the leg.
No, he couldn't get off it, couldn't climb off it. A lot of different angles, brilliant to see, love that.
He's in there really quickly as well, and deep. Buncic wants to try some kind of Satemi Waza off that, but there's no way out.
Almost an afterthought, isn't it? And the technique was actually initiated by this man here. He initiated, he gets the score, and he gets the medal.
Come now to the second of the bronze medal contests in the under 66 kilo category. Aram Grigorian of Russia goes up against Daniel Perez Roman of Spain. It's Grigorian in the white judogi, Perez in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Ioana Babiuk of Romania.
Well, it was Grigorian who was struggling a little bit in the early rounds from condition. Just looked to me as if he wasn't quite in the condition that we have seen him in. Got a little bit better as it went on, and I think the match time, a little bit like a boxer, you know, they need ring time. And in judo, we need mat time.
The Masters Grand Slam and Grand Prix medalist, Aram Grigorian.
Grigorian in white. Stepping out here against Perez Roman of Spain in blue. Well, we said that, didn't we? That we've seen some really great matches. We've got a good final after this as well with Veru and Abdulzaliov.
Yeah, well, this has been the pick of the weight categories, to be honest. I'm not being disparaging to any of the other athletes, and we've had some good performances in each of the weight categories, but across the board, with the greatest number of top draw contests, 66 kilo category has been standout. And we've just seen a very good contest in that first bronze medal contest with Buncic and Morandi, and we're hoping for the same with Grigorian and Perez, and of course with the final coming up, Vieru and Abduljalilov. Well, that should finish things off nicely for the weight category.
Well, Grigorian is a big thrower, we know that. Can he get two hands on in order to do it, because Perez Roman will try and attack out of danger. You see Grigorian all the time just readjusting his jacket, pulling it back in. Every time he pulls the jacket back into the belt there, he pulls the lapel in, and of course that makes it tighter, more difficult to catch. When it's out, it's loose, it's easier to catch.
Perez Roman has just learned from him.
He just did the same.
Yeah,
yeah, and they're not doing it by accident.
No,
they train
not.
it. They train it all the time.
Yeah. Good habit to have, actually. Get tidied up. I know Shohei, he's good at that. Always neat and tidy.
He's pretty neat with his Uchimata as well. That's going to be a score.
Yeah, he's reasonable, isn't he?
Was Harry there? Osoda Gary there.
He could go somewhere. That
he
boy.
could, throw one or two. Well, he came in for a half-hearted Osoda Gary there. Gets thrown with Osoda Gary himself. So Perez Roman there just didn't hit it hard enough. Oh, look at this. Here we go.
Yes.
Change of direction. It's all over. Was Etiepon there, and just...
Too many weapons.
Yeah.
Too many angles for Perez to cover.
That was a real change of direction, that, wasn't it? He did about 3 different changes of direction. And I think he got the Ippon, actually. Not the Wazari Etiepon. We'll see the landing in a second, and either way, it finished the contest.
All over him in that last exchange. So he decided, I'm not taking this any further. I'll finish it now. Got a score on the board. Put everything into this attack.
You can see by his face there, it's not enough for him. Expected a little bit more here, I think. Not just a bronze medal. Wasn't here for the bronze.
Good call, Neil. I like to look at the fighters when they come off the mat sometimes, and who's celebrating and who's just, nodding. See a few of them come off and they're in tears, because they're still thinking about the medal that they missed as opposed to the one that they've just won.
Yeah, well, some of the younger fighters, of course, they would be glad. First match or first medal in a Grand Slam or a Grand Prix. Be pleased with it, but this guy, he expects more. There was the first score. Osoto to Osoto takes him over. Hope we see the second one, because the second one changes direction about 3 or 4 times. Here's the second one, right the way around the waist, beautifully on the belt there. He does a full circle and then rotates him cleanly onto his back. Absolute full circle there. His head comes round the other way. Then he changes direction there, drives him backwards. That was a brilliant change of direction in order to get the ippon.
We've spoken today on a couple of occasions about spatial awareness and how you can continue when it looks as though you're blocked in one area, but you've just got that something about you that knows where to go next.
All about adapting, isn't it, to the situation and being able to change to the movement of your opponent, and he's done that twice. Look at how he does adapt, always changing, driving off the back leg.
Never stops.
Here's the second one. Now changes his head direction and his body direction in order to get the drive and the finish. Brilliant stuff there. And now we can look forward to the same from the final. Let's hope it happens. Verou's been on great form, I've got to say, Denis Verou, but so has Abdulzaliov of Russia. Final, just about to happen.
And we come now to the final of the under 66 kilo category. Denis Verou of Moldova goes up against Abduljalilov of Russia. It's Verou in the white judogi, Abduljalilov in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Olivier Deros of France.
Interesting, isn't it, that they haven't had any head-to-heads. All the Grand Prix, all the Grand Slams, the World Tour from the last Olympic cycle. Not once have they fought each other, these two. There you can see their route through to the final. Denis Verou has done a couple of magnificent tayatoshes en route from different gripping situations as well.
He's not smiling there, is he?
He could be.
In blue judogi, representing Russia, 2 times Grand Slam and 3 times Grand Prix winner, Abduljalilov.
2 Grand Slam gold medals, 3 Grand Prix golds. Tasty. What about Denis?
2 Grand Slam and 1 Grand Prix winner, Denis Verou.
The Grand Prix, or the Grand Slam that he won, of course, was the Paris. Paris Grand Slam is the most difficult one to win.
In style.
And he did do it in style with another
so
touch.
good. Yeah.
So it'd be great to see this. Let's hope that it's an open match and they don't close it down.
Edge of my seat at the moment in expectation for this final.
Verou in white here. Abdulzalilov of Russia in blue. Remember, it's about 2 hands on. Sorisora Komigoshi. Oh, had him stretched there.
Others would have gone.
They would have. As with all great fighters, everybody capable of throwing. These are capable of throwing, but because they're so open, it kind of leaves them open as well. When big throwers go, they go with the big one normally. Nice Kouchi there from Veru. Change of direction. He holds right, does left Kouchi onto the left foot of his opponent. It's almost a wrong way round Kouchi. It's not what they expect. Normally from a right grip, you would attack the right leg. Just a little show of his Tayatoshi there. He can't stand still. Abdulzelilov cannot stand still. He'll have to move. And he has the sleeve here, but we've seen Veru throwing off a dominated sleeve a little bit earlier on.
Almost from that position.
Yeah, it was exactly from that position there. So I don't think he's that bothered about it.
Yeah, he threw beautifully when it looked as though there was no entry there. So Abdulzalilov's going to have to be careful.
It's funny, I was talking to Jung Ki-young a little bit earlier, and he said exactly about that one particularly. He picked up on that particular move. Of course, the Koreans great off it, aren't they? But they go off the sleeve. So now going down to ground, can he tie this up here?
Yeah, the interesting thing about the Vieru technique was he went off having his sleeve trapped.
This could be dangerous for Abdulzelilov here, because he's got the legs crossed here. If he can control this arm here, he might just have a situation.
Osai-komi.
And he's got the Osai-komi.
Too strong. He's had to tap out. He's already tapped.
Well, I
that
thought
right
he tapped
hand,
out.
I thought he tapped there.
I did too.
Well, it won't matter now because he's just rolled back into it. It's too strong. Not going to get out of that now.
Great bit of Newaza.
And he's tapped again. Sure, that was the same thing I saw earlier
absolutely.
on.
He did tap up. And I'm not sure if we're going to, with the replay, if we'll see the early part of that or the latter part, but he did. Ippon then for Denis Veru, and Veru has been on fire today, beaten a very, very strong Abdulzelilov of Russia in the final. Well, he was in trouble, wasn't he? As soon as that control with the legs ties up the top half there, gets the leg out.
Number 66 kilogram category. In white, Judo representing Republic of Moldova.
Pobjednik i osvajač zlatne medalje u kategoriji do 66 kg. U bijelom kimonu predstavnik Moldavije.
Needed that, I think, Vieru, as a kind of a seal of approval. I can do it.
I can, honestly say that I have seen him, same at the Paris tournament, I've seen him on absolutely scintillating form and easily capable of winning a World Championships or Olympic, or one of the major medals. And then sometimes it doesn't go his way, he's just slightly off. But this is the best I've seen him for some time.
Trouble here.
As soon as he was in this situation, he was crossed over with the legs. Transition was good. Abdulzelilov stayed there. I don't know why. Just could have stood up from there.
Yeah, once he gets that left leg hooked in, then you're battling against it. And then the other part is to wrap up the top half, and he does that here.
Well, he was almost crossed over there with the legs, and as soon as he was in that situation, there was the tap out there. I'm not sure if that was the beginning of the end. That was the one.
I'm going to go back and look for another. I can assure you.
Well, that might...
Yeah,
no,
that is the one. That is the one. We're going to have to go and look for it because it was quite early on. He could have been trying to get the leg free, to be honest, because look where the referee is. If he's not going to spot it, no one will. He was right on top, wasn't he? Olivier de Roos.
That might just be it there. That must have been the first one.
Thanks very much for that. That man's on the ball, isn't he?
He is, absolutely.
He spotted it.
Might just be the one. No, beautiful stuff there, and great judo right the way through.
Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 52 kilo category. The medals are being presented by the Education and Coaching Director of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Mohamed Marija.
The medals will be presented by the Education and Coaching Director of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Mohamed Marija. Bronze medalists.
The first of the bronze medals goes to Anna Victoria Pulic of Croatia. There's a bronze medal also for Annika Würfel of Germany. Silver medal goes to Amber Rehul of Astrid Netto of France. I was looking at Amber. But the gold medal goes to Amber Rehul of Belgium. Almost robbed her of a gold medal there.
You can't do that.
No, I'm going to get in serious trouble.
Netto ran out of steam, didn't she? She didn't have anything left at the end.
Yeah, and that was a neatly executed Sangaku from Rehul. And it's an unusual position because you've got Netto seated rather than on the knees. Unusual execution, but very well done. And another tap out.
I know I keep saying it, but it was a really good call from the referee there because it was... it's still in play. He let it play out, and you could see that it might end with the ippon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please all rise for the national anthem of Belgium.
And now the national anthem of Belgium.
Thank you very much. Now, family picture with VIP and best judoka of this category, women under 52 kilo.
There's the winning quartet. Würfel and Pulic were the bronze medalists. Netto picked up the silver, but it was the first ever Grand Prix gold medal for Amber Rehul of Belgium.
Još jednom čestitamo našoj Ani Viktoriji Buliz na njezinoj prvoj medalji na Grand Prix natjecanju.
Right, we come now to the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 57 kilo category. Paulina Starke of Germany goes up against Carolina Fritze, also of Germany. It'll be Starke in the white judogi, Fritze in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is John Ramekers of the Netherlands. And as Neil has pointed out before, it's usual in situations like this that there are no coaches in the chair, unless, of course, it's France.
Slightly different with France, isn't it? But,
certainly at this level.
Yeah. How often do we see Germany putting out their youngsters as well? You know, they're always out there, concentrated on a young group. A few years back, and it's starting to pay dividends now. Here we are, two contesting bronze medal, and not far off the same age as well, 121, 124 years of age. But I'm sure that we're going to see them out there a lot more in the future Grand Prix. Oh, straight away there, and Wazari scored straight away. Fritz in for the Kosoto there. She was straight into the attack. Knew exactly what she wanted here, and Stark was kind of caught cold. Looking for the Newaza though, and she's got a great chance there. Haragatami. Now looking for the roll into the hold down. Fritz needs to get out of there.
Okay.
Straight off the grip. She already had one hand on. It wasn't a bear hug. One hand was already on. Strong grip here from Stark now. Can she take advantage?
Fritz picked up a penalty there.
Trying to think about what it might have been for there. Probably just defensive. I mean, that right arm of hers is right in there, just to the midsection there. Oh, look at that! Massive ippon. Oh, what a massive ippon there from Fritz. Big hips across, and it's all over. Big smile on her face there. And, she'll be very, very happy with that.
Maybe it was slightly unexpected, perhaps. Starke has got the beating of Fritz normally. This time around, it's Carolina Fritz who comes up with the big finish. Paulina Starke has to settle for a 5th place finish.
Yeah, a smile kind of gives it away, doesn't it, there? Yeah. I mean, opening attack. Nice big Kosoto Gary and...
all smiles.
Yeah.
And now she's asking... I just saw she was mad. Paulina, which way do we go? Don't worry. I've done this
here
before.
speaks fluent German. Knows exactly what they were saying.
I was reading Paulina was telling us, don't worry, I've won medals before, come with me, I'll show you.
Yeah, massive hip throw
not
there.
Getting off that.
Massive Sianagi. Almost went off the left-handed grip. No, big right-handed one there. Big Marotti Sianagi. Classical.
Lovely hands.
Well, she had 2 hands on.
Yep.
That always helps. Throw her cleanly onto her back there. Beautiful Sianagi. Well, we're going to see that a few more times. I tell you now in the highlights.
Yeah.
great example from a left to a right. Left-handed, she was going left.
Everything right about this. I like the drive at the end just to get her over the top. Go on.
Yeah, and it came for just, again, different flank. So she'd been going left, 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 then pops the right across there. And look how easily she went over.
Powerful finish from Carolina Fritzer. Was that the kid then who did that?
I think it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one. Right, we've got the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 57 kilo category coming up now. Flaka Loksa of Kosovo goes up against Kaja Kaiser of Slovenia. It'll be Loksa in the white judogi, Kaiser in blue.
Just looking at their head-to-heads here. And you can see there that Kaiser of Slovenia, 2-0 up on their head-to-heads.
Referee in the middle for this one is Heather Lurchins of Belgium.
Welcome judoka. In blue judogi, representing Slovenia, 6 times Grand Prix medalist, Kaja Kaiser. And in white judogi, representing Kosovo, Flaka Loksa.
Not what you want to hear when you're coming out for your contest, that your opponent is a 6-time medalist and you're in your first Grand Prix medal contest.
Got to break through somehow. Here they go. Last category then, the under 57 kilos category for ladies. 3 weight categories for ladies on the first day, 2 for the men. Tomorrow it's 2 each, and then it's the other way around on the last day.
Only 22, the Kosovan. No doubt she's been practicing with her teammate, who in the under 57 kilo category just happens to be the Olympic champion. That can't be a bad thing, can it?
Both looking for the arm around the back. Left against right. Makes a big difference when you're trying to dominate the sleeve. Left against right stance. God, my knee was screaming then, the way they just went down to the groundwork. Ladies seem to be that little bit more supple and they can do it, but I think we'd snap in half.
Number 1 seed this morning, Kaja Kaiser, up against the number 2 seed.
Strong fight for grips this match. Both of them just that little bit nervous. Bit tentative there with putting 2 hands on. They can feel the danger out there as well. Well, how many contests have we seen just decided by good, strong Sangaku attacks?
She isn't finished as yet.
No, she's not finished with it yet. And if she stays down there, Kaiser, she could find herself in trouble. Now she's got to tie up the top half here. She's going to go again on it.
No, it's gone now.
Stayed there that little bit too long there, Kaiser. Put herself in danger.
Good, strong effort. The motivation from Flacker Loxa must be terrific, knowing that you're, I'm not saying training partner, but someone that you must be training with reasonably regularly in Kosovo, went to Tokyo and won the Olympic Games.
Well, it's got to have an effect on you, hasn't it? And it does. It has an effect on all of them. The winning ways. They can do it, so can I.
Yep, here we go again. Nice strong grip, right arm over the top. Avoided the Ojigari. That was more to keep Loxa off her as opposed to a full-blooded attack.
Just looking for the penalties here, Loxa. She'll get it as well, which is a bit of a shame because then, well, Loxa's going to get it. There we go. So just from pulling the head down.
Didn't do anything.
No, well, she was only looking for the penalty, you know, to get a fighter penalised, her opponent penalised.
Mm-hmm.
And
strong grip, dominant grip. Didn't use it.
No, backfired on her. It would have given the wrong message, wouldn't it, if they'd given it the other way? I'm sure she'll ask the question, though, when she finishes. Well, why did I get the penalty? I was dominating, but good. As long as they ask the question.
Kaiser's going to have to rethink this.
Yeah, it hasn't gone all her way, has it? It's 2 contests up on Loxa, but this one's been totally different. Now the hips across, change of direction there for the Ojigari.
She's lost to Kaiser on the 2 occasions that they fought previously. Once at the European Championships in Lisbon earlier in the year, and then a couple of years ago at the World Championships for juniors in Zagreb. Here. Oh,
now then, that's going to be a score.
Yeah.
Kaiser gets it. Just waited the right moment there. 53 seconds into golden score. And Kaiser now makes it 3-0.
Winner and bronze medalist in women's under 57 kilogram category.
I wonder just how close the others were.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know. Waited the right moment. Her face said it all, didn't it? Face said it all.
Well, you work hard enough, and it pays off.
This is medal number 7 in a Grand Prix. Kaja Kaiser, Slovenia. Congratulations.
So it was an attack from the Kosovan and then straight in for the drop Cianagi there from Kaiser.
The highlights of the last bronze.
Good control with the hands as well.
Yep.
Right the way between the legs there. Had good distance, had plenty of room to get underneath there. Wazzari scored, and enough to win this bronze medal match. Not only the bronze medal, but also the third meeting between these two fighters.
Got a number. Right, we come now to the final of the under 57 kilo category. Clooney Cornelissa of the Netherlands goes up against Priscilla Neto of France. It'll be Cornelissa in the white judogi, Neto in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Lim Hee-dae of the Republic of Korea. Here's Neil.
Well, last final of this first day of competition here. There's their road to the final. France, another chance here with second sister going for gold.
The referee from Republic of Korea, Mr. Lim Hee-dae. And now, please welcome the finalists. In blue judogi, representing France, London Olympic Games bronze medalist under 52 kilo, 2 times Grand Prix winner, Priscilla Neto. In white judogi, representing the Netherlands, first time in a Grand Prix final, Clooney Cornelissa.
Be interesting to see how she plays this one. Neto.
Well, she's carrying that elbow injury. It's not a secret.
Well, that's what I mean. If she's under pressure, be interesting just to know how she plans on doing it, because certainly Cornelissa will come all out, all systems blazing. Already having her sleeve dominated by Neto. Saying that, we saw a really good semi-final, didn't we, from Neto with that drop Seoinage there. Didn't last very long.
Just as well, given the injury to the left arm. You can see her shaking that from time to time. A couple of hours that she's had off, nowhere near enough to come up with any kind of repair. No doubt there's some heavy strapping underneath there as well, and even just breaking the grips off is going to cause some discomfort, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Look at that though, that might be all over, is it? Oh, she lands for Ippon, she gets the Ippon and wins the gold medal then. That was a great opportune Uranagi there from Neto.
Still got it.
Yeah, no, well, took the opportunity there. Cornelissa didn't have any answer, and she needed that, didn't she, Neto? She really did. She needed a quick win, and now to let her elbow recover.
Which one of the Netos did you think was going to win the gold medal?
Well, gold and silver for the sisters. I'm sure they'll be happy for each other.
Third gold medal in a Grand Prix, Priscilla Neto, France.
Interesting, because our stadium announcer just told us that this was the third Grand Prix gold medal for Priscilla Neto. I'd be interested to know when she won her first.
Here's it, change of direction, and cleanly onto her back there with that Uranagi. Technique there from Her opponent not as strong as it could be, and flat on to the points of her shoulders.
11 years ago.
Is that right?
11 years ago. 2010, she won the Grand Prix in Qingdao, under 52 kilos. She won the Grand Prix in Baku in 2011, and we can go further, but it's 2010, first time round, so...
Been there for over 10 years, my goodness me.
Well, you know, 10, 11, you look at those competitions that she was winning and medaling at, and then going to London and taking a bronze medal in the under 52 kilo category. So it was a nice, nice lead up, a nice build up. And she's back.
And at the new weight category as well.
Yeah, 57. She's 30 now. Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony for men in the under 66 kilo category.
Under 66 kilogram category.
The medals are being presented by International Judo Federation head refereeing director, Mr. Florian Daniel Lascaux.
The medals will be presented by the head referee director of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Florian Daniel Lascaux. Bronze medalists are...
The first of the bronze medals goes to Adam Grigorian of Russia. There's a bronze medal also for Karo Marandian of Ukraine.
Representing Russia.
Silver medal goes to Abdullah Abduljalilov of Russia.
And gold medal is representing
The gold medal goes to Denis Vieru of Moldova.
Prize money and the flowers will
Top draw weight category, the under 66 kilo category, pick of the weight categories today of the 5 that we had. This provided us with an incredible amount of action and probably the pick of the highlights as well when we come to do the highlights package.
Fantastic performance from Veru, wasn't it? It really was. Not only did he do some of the best techniques standing, but also Newaza as well.
The national anthem of Republic of Moldova.
And now the national anthem of Moldova.
Thank you very much. Now, family picture with VIP and judoka.
There's the winning quartet. Marandian and Grigorian were the bronze medal winners.
Men under 66 kilo.
Abduljalilov took the silver, but it was Vieru who took the gold medal. We've got one more awarding ceremony to bring you between now and then. I think we may have some highlights.
Before we start the last awarding ceremony, once again you can see the highlights of today's final block on the screen.
We come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 57 kilo category. Medals are going to be presented by the president of the Croatian Judo Federation, Dr. Sanda Čorak. And what a job she has done for Croatian judo. Really terrific effort over a number of years to first of all attract the kind of event to a country that, you know, doesn't normally produce that kind of pulling power, and then ended up with putting on a terrific event. The first of the bronze medals goes to Kaja Kaiser of Slovenia. There's also a bronze medal for Karolina Fritzer of Germany. Silver medal goes to Plony Cornelissa of the Netherlands. The gold medal goes to Priscilla Netto of France.
Prize money and the flowers will be presented by the sport director of the European Judo Union and General Secretary of the Croatian Judo Federation, Mr. Voje Lindi. Ladies and gentlemen, please all rise for the national anthem of France.
Now the national anthem of France.
family picture with VIP and best judoka of this category, women under 57 kilo.
Well, what a fantastic first day of competition here in Zagreb. It's been magnificent. We've seen some great judo, and we've seen some interesting categories, some interesting matchups that we're going to see a lot more of, I think, in the future. Neto here winning gold for France. Cornelis of Serbia, Netherlands, getting the silver. Fritz and Kaiser get the bronzes. And that was the last category of this first day. 3 categories in the ladies, 2 in the men's. Tomorrow we have 4 categories, 2 in the men's, 2 in the ladies. The middleweight categories to be contested. We're looking forward to some more amazing judo tomorrow. 66 kilos category was fantastic today. We saw some special stuff. Here's the medals after the first day of competition. 2 golds, 2 silvers, 2 bronzes for France. Belgium and Great Britain and Moldavia have 1 gold medal apiece. It's been a great day of competition. Looking forward to tomorrow from Sheldon and myself on this first day here in Zagreb. It's goodbye for now. See you tomorrow.
12 o'clock in the morning.